Hi, welcome to today's video. My name's Paul. So today again, rather than a talking head video, I'll be talking about some stuff, but also just in the background you can watch me painting this watercolor impressionist landscape. I just think it's a bit more interesting than just watching me talking, just that talking head style of video, which is, I know, very popular on YouTube, but I just think it's a little bit boring. Okay, so each month, because I'm self-employed, I don't have anybody telling me do this or do that. So I have a lot of freedom as in what I want to do. But that freedom can also be very unstructured, and you can end up drifting quite easily and not really achieving much. So to give myself some sort of structure and sort of goals for each month, there's 3 things I want to achieve in November. The first thing is to write a book, or maybe an ebook. Now that's quite a big challenge in 1 month to write a book, especially when you're somewhat dyslexic like me. It becomes even more of a challenge. But I'm not starting from scratch. I already have sort of bits and pieces and things that have been started but not quite finished. So part of it will be gathering together stuff I already have and ideas I have and building on that, and hopefully it'll create at least a short book. The book itself will be linked to the video that we're watching, this creating impressionist watercolor landscapes. I want the book to be, each section will be a painting, and I will point out different things within that painting. So watching videos is a very good way of learning, or watching someone else's style, how they apply the paint and things. You can't do that in a book, obviously, but there are some things you can do with a book. Maybe you can explain, look at this part of the painting, this is an example of I don't know, lost and found edges, or this is an example of aerial perspective, or this is how I created a focal point by using contrast of color saturation or something. I think those are the things where books can still be useful, just pointing out specific things like that. So yeah, that's the first goal. The second goal I have is trying to find out more about things called NFTs. So NFTs are non-fungible tokens. If you've ever heard of cryptocurrency and blockchain and things like that, the art world is now beginning to move into that area. Or at least there's a bit of overlap between that whole sort of blockchain technology and digital art, or digitized art, which is something new, and it's something I think will grow possibly in 2021 and could become quite a significant part of the overall art market in the future. So it's something that I'll probably do a video on it once I find out more about it. But it could be interesting, at least for people who have some interest in technology and new technologies. I would also like to be able to maybe sell some art as NFTs. Again, I'll cover it in a future video, I think. The third thing then is YouTube. So I want to try and produce 3 YouTube videos per week, every week. During October, I only did 9 videos in the whole of October, so it was less than 3 per week. Really only about 2 per week. In September it was much more, it was about 27 or 28 videos, I think. So I just want to pick up the YouTube again. I don't make any money from YouTube. It does take quite a bit of time, and again, being self-employed, that is an important consideration. But the YouTube is also, it's partly for me as well, so I have something that I can look back on in a year or 2 years from now and watch how I progressed or what I was doing and things. So I do want to keep producing these YouTube videos and try and get 3 per week. Okay, this is a scan of the final painting. I was happy with the foreground and the way it sort of merges back into the distance. You'll notice in the sky there's this line across the sky, sort of diagonal line. That was me messing around with flicking paint and water onto the paper and stuff. With hindsight, I would go back and not do that. Maybe I'll try and stop doing that on paintings actually. The thing about watercolor is once you get these marks and once they've dried in, it's not like oil paints or acrylics. You can't just paint over it. You can't hide mistakes or things like this. With watercolor, once it's there, and that's sort of it. It's difficult to mask things. Okay, so short video today. Like I say, 3 goals, 3 ambitions I have for this month. Towards the end of the month, I'll produce another video saying if I made any progress with any of these things. Hopefully at least one. If you'd like to subscribe, just click on the big red button below, and hopefully see you in the next video.